Hey guys, Thrasher here, and today I want to talk about single unit tier lists versus team tier lists. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so if you haven't seen my most recent Sparking tier list, the one for January, I have changed the format on it. No longer is it just a single unit tier list, it's now a bunch of teams that are in a ranking, and then the top 5 units are ranked single unit one at a time. And here's why. This unit is a perfect example of the reason that I don't think it makes sense anymore to actually rank every single unit one by one as this is the best, this is the second best, these are in this group. Let's talk about this guy specifically. So he, majority of the time, is on the Hybrid Saiyan team. At the moment, the Hybrid Saiyan team is garbage, for lack of a better word. He is, if you were to just look at him on that team, not a very good unit. He has decent damage potential, but he doesn't have much more than that. That's about all he brings to the table. Now, there's another team that he sits on, which is the Super Saiyan team. If you have Super Saiyan Bardock, you can put this character on that team, and he becomes very viable. He's not your best option, but he's a good option. So the question becomes, is he a very good unit because he can fit on the Super Saiyan team and help out a lot, or is he a bad unit because he only sits on the Hybrid Saiyan team? Well, that's not even the true argument. The argument here is if you go look at a character who's on, say, the Regeneration team, for example, that team is considerably stronger than the Hybrid Saiyan team right now. So if this character is on the Hybrid Saiyan team, you would consider him worse than whatever character is on the Regeneration team as an optimal unit. But if this character is on the Super Saiyan team, you might consider him a better unit than some average unit on the Regeneration team because he's getting all those buffs from Bardock. So it's not that this character is amazing or that other character is better or worse than this character, it's the team composition that makes this character good. Now with that being said, there are characters at the very top of the meta that are good no matter what, no matter who's on their team, and that's why we rank the top 5, possibly top 10 in the future. It'll depend on where units sit next month. But that's why team tier lists make a lot more sense now than actually ranking every single unit. So it does make sense to rank the top 5, 8, 10 units at the very top because there are obvious variations there and obvious differences. But when you're talking about units like this who can be on one of the worst teams or one of the best teams and can be viable either way, and then you try to compare him to other characters that are in middle of the road teams, it just doesn't make actual sense. This unit, if you ask me, is good by himself. So if you were to have a tournament of characters where they all fought each other one-on-one, this would be a good character that would go reasonably far. He'd probably be middle of the road at least. Then you have other characters that some would rank higher than this unit that have a lot of utility that would do worse in a one-on-one tournament. So it just doesn't make sense to actually have that single unit tier list anymore. Now, maybe in the future I'll do a single unit tier list, just a hypothetical theory craft. If all the units were to fight each other, we can do that type of tier list one-on-one. Maybe. If that's something you guys want, throw it down below in the comments and I'll try to create something like that, but it will take a lot of time. But that's sort of where I'm at with this and why that format is the way it is and why I think it makes the most sense going forward. Because the key here is, yes, everyone loves looking at a tier list, whether you know a ton about the game or a little about the game. But the real point of the tier list is to give players who are not the most knowledgeable about the game a better idea of which units they should be putting on which teams. And tier lists for single units can cause them to stray away from the best options. And that's all I have for this video. If you guys like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.